Hi, welcome to Electric Car Australia, the Aussie YouTube channel for Aussies thinking about driving an EV, owning an EV, or want to just learn a bit more about electric vehicles. So look, we've got a flash special video for you today. The first time we've got to have a look at the BYD Atto 3 in the flesh. So stay with us. Hi, my name's Greg and we're at the EV experience at the Redlands Showgrounds here at Cleveland in Brisbane, and luckily we've been able to snatch a look at the BYD Atto 3 with a brand new owner that's only had the car for 24 hours. So stay with us, we'll have a quick interview with the owner. There's lots and lots of people lined up to talk to him, so we won't hold him up too much. We'll have a look around the car, we'll have a look inside the car, and we'll also chat to somebody else who's in the market for an EV. It's the first time they've ever bought electric and they are considering a BYD, so we'll have a chat to them. So look, we've got a really special treat today. As I mentioned, the first time I've seen the BYD in the flesh, and I've got a new owner here, Noel, who's just taken delivery yesterday of his BYD Atto 3. So Noel, how have you found it with 24 hours of ownership?
It's fantastic. The driving experience is just something I dreamt of.
Yeah.
Really, really good. It does everything they said it would and more.
And have you had an EV before, or is this your first one?
This is my first one.
First one,
yeah,
okay.
Yes.
And had you test drove EVs? Did you know a little bit about them?
I had test driven a ZS EV.
Okay.
Probably 12 months or more ago.
Yep.
I was quite impressed, but when I found this was coming, I waited.
Okay, no worries. And so obviously you've only had it for 24 hours. How do you think it compared to the ZS? Is there things that you really, that jump out that you think, well actually this is way better than the ZS model?
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah.
It drives very well. Mind you, the ZS EV drove very well, but I think it seems to be a little bit more powerful, and it's certainly got more room.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's great. And we'll put the stats of the Australian model Atto 3 up on the screen. We just want to talk to people that are experiencing EVs and give different perspectives. So, more room, think it's more powerful, rides a bit better or about the same?
I've only done 100 kilometres in it.
Yeah.
But it rides...
A bit hard to judge on that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but it seems to ride very well.
Okay.
And the other reason I waited was because I wanted the LFP battery chemistry.
Yes, yeah.
Which I think is a better battery chemistry for my needs.
Yeah, that's right. You do need to look at it based on your needs. And how was the purchasing experience? Obviously there's been a lot in the media recently about the sort of changing warranty details and all that sort of stuff. Did that worry you, or
It
not
did
really?
worry me, yes.
Yeah?
It did worry me, and I was concerned. But then when you dive down into it, they only fiddled around the edges really.
Yeah.
The main components have still got that original warranty.
Yeah.
And one of the things I was particularly concerned about was the servicing costs.
Yeah.
Because as you know, Greg, there's what do you service on an EV?
Yeah.
And they've reduced those by about 30% now.
So it sounds like they've listened to their customers, which is great. And so, yeah, what I'd suggest if you are thinking about an Atto 3 or in the market, just do a bit more research. Don't just read the headlines and sort of cancel your order or write them off, because as we know with all brands, there's always fine print. So there's always get out of jails for the brands. So yeah.
No, I'm happy they've fixed the major concerns people had, and yeah, as I said, the servicing costs were a big one for me.
Yep.
And now with this car now, I've got, I believe it's $188 per annum service.
Yeah, which is a lot more reasonable. So it's similar to the MG sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And look, it's great for competition because MG have actually dropped the price down to match the BYD. So look, we've got lots of people lining up to have a chat to you, so I'll let you go. If you don't mind, we'll have a look around the car.
Film away, Greg. Yeah, film away.
Everybody wants to talk to you about, because I believe you're the only one here with an Atto 3. So
I only picked it up yesterday at 1 o'clock.
You were going to lose your voice, guaranteed, by the end of the day. So take care. Really appreciate it, Noel.
Yeah, and it's been good to meet you, Greg. I've been following you for years.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so let's have a look around this BYD Atto 3, the first one I've seen in the flesh. So we'll just pop the boot, have a look at the boot space.
Thank you.
So there we go. We've got a camping chair in there.
Take it, yeah.
So yeah, great space in the boot there. Obviously got the full space there. We've got some tethers for the child seats. One light in the boot, so similar to the ZS. We've got the little parcel tray. A couple of pockets down the side with some straps. So again, very similar to the ZS, and a false floor there. So we've got some space under there. This all looks very similar to the ZS. The advantage of over the ZS, I guess, is you've got a powered tailgate. So you're carrying the groceries, it's raining, etc. You pop the button under there and the tailgate will go down. So yeah, powered liftgate is a big advantage.
That's the close button.
And then when you want to close it, you just press the button, stand back, and it does its thing.
How did you find it, Phil?
So that is definitely an upgrade to the ZS. Coming around, we'll just have a quick look at the wheels. So we'll do the tap test. So they're a alloy wheel spoke, and we've got the little plastic inserts. Quite a good looking wheel. Let's have a look at the size. So we've got 215 55 R18s. So they're an 18-inch wheel. So that's 1 inch bigger than the ZS. Atlas, I'm not sure about the brand of tyre. The ZS have got Michelin's, but you can always change the tyre to your preference. The side profile actually looks quite good. Again, it is similar to the ZS. A little bit different up around here. It's got this little fish skin sort of plate. You've got the roof rails, you've got the full panoramic sunroof. Just have a look inside. There's the famous straps on the wall, and they do actually make a noise like a guitar. There you go. So yeah, nice handrail. This is a little bit different, so that's the opening handle, little speaker in there. This is sort of a harder plastic. This one's a softer vinyl, hard. Speaker there, obviously. So look, this would be hard wearing, practical for kids. So where it gets a lot of dirty fingers and stuff, that's hard, so you could wipe that. Certainly looks well painted. No sort of spots there to catch mud or dirt, which is great. Nice big rubbers there. So yeah, that initial feel looks good. So we'll have a sit in the back in a second, but it's got aerated seats, I guess you'd call it, or little holes in them. So let's have a sit in the back. So yeah, look, sitting in the back here, it's nice and comfortable. Reasonable amount of headroom. I've got about one fist there. So seats are nice and comfy. Legs are in a good spot. It's not too high, not too low. Good distance between the knees there. So yeah, I've got over a fist there for the knees. We've got a map pocket. We've got the air vents there. BYD, my dodgy eyesight, I can't read that. BYD Decision written there. And underneath there we've got a USB-A and USB-C. Don't mind the look of these. A little bit worried if you've got young kids, just not sure how, if they're kicking those and moving them around, they might break. But they certainly look okay. Hole through the front seats there, and they're not adjustable headrests. So the headrests are obviously just one piece. I do like the lights in the back though. We've got another video coming shortly where we've actually put interior lights in the rear of our ZS EV because it is very, very poor, the lighting in the MG. So good to see that in the BYD. Adjustable headrests in the back. and also the centre. Nice little armrest in the back there as well, and it's got coasters in there, which is great. Not passed through to the boot, which is a little bit disappointing, but look at the price point of these vehicles. You can't have everything. And it's a 60/40 rear split seat, so that's good. Let's have a look in the front. So again, the great thing about coming to these events is I meet some of my viewers. So this is Ed. Hi Ed, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Now look, Ed's a prospective EV owner, so he's never owned an EV, but obviously these sorts of events are great to come and talk to EV owners and have a look at different vehicles. So Ed's jumped into the BYD Atto 3. What are your initial thoughts?
Initially it's good. It looks nice on the outside. Most importantly, it fits me. Being 6'4" in the old scale, and getting on in a few years, getting in and out and being comfortable in the car is very important to me.
Yeah, it is. And
so I've been keen to see one of these to actually get in and try it out.
Yeah, fantastic. And we're really lucky that Noel's got it here today. So yeah, it's fantastic we've been able to have a look. So what other EVs have you had a look at to compare it with?
Well, my son is getting delivery of his Polestar next month, I think. And we went for a test drive in that. It was very nice. It's a little bit tight for me.
Okay.
I found getting in and out of the driver's seat particularly, getting my left leg in was difficult.
And was that because you think it's a sedan?
It's
lower?
Because it's a sedan and it's lower, and it's just, it's built to cocoon you.
Yeah, a little bit more closer to the road, maybe a bit more speed. You know, it's built for a slightly different sort of purpose, isn't it? So.
But a very nice car, and I'm glad he's getting it. But I'm also looking lower budget than that too for myself.
Yeah. Again, it depends what you're looking for, whether you can justify that extra money, etc. Because without doubt, the Polestar 2 and the Ioniq 5, EV6, all those, heaps better tech in them. Great cars, lots more bells and whistles, but you do pay for it. So if you don't need it, why do it? Yep. So, have you got an order in, or you're just thinking?
I've been considering putting an order in.
Okay.
Again, it was, will I fit, before I even bothered.
So you definitely really needed to touch and feel.
I really need to touch and feel.
Yeah. Some people are happy to put in the online orders, worry about it later. Others, like yourself, you want to touch it, feel it, get in, and potentially drive it as well. You want to make sure that you know.
Potentially, but I mean, it's a car. I've driven all sorts of cars over my life, and they all work.
That's right. They all pretty much do the same thing.
And it's just a matter of, are they comfortable?
Yeah. So look, what about the warranty? So that's been made headlines.
It has,
the warranty and the servicing costs. A lot of it is a storm in a teacup, but what do you think about it?
Well, that was my feeling. I mean, I was a little upset when I first saw it, but a lot of that was because the YouTuber, who I won't mention, was very upset about it and hyping about it. And I've waited to see what happens. I then looked at what warranties were on a whole range of different ones, apart from Teslas that are basically set and forget as far as their warranty. Everyone's got servicing costs every year to 2 years. It all works out about the same.
Yeah, that's right. But look, it's great to talk to people like yourself that are considering it, because definitely, not blowing my own trumpet, but there was definitely a lot of hype on some of the other channels and the mainstream media around this particular issue. And as we mentioned, all the brands have fine print and disclaimers and all that sort of stuff. So if you are thinking about a BYD, please don't discount it just based on those sensationalist headlines you might have heard. Reach out to EV Direct or BYD, have a look at the vehicle and just make a considered decision.
And on that note, EV Direct have listened to the criticism they've improved the schedule. So
that's right. Jump on social media and give some feedback. These big companies, they really take notice of that sort of stuff. Classic examples, MG. They've dropped the price of the MG to match the Atto 3 now. So people within these corporations aren't silly. They want to get their brands out there and vehicles on the road. So they will listen.
No.
I think that's great.
Not without having more of a poke around.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate it. So look, we're in the front of the Atto 3 now. So again, similar doors and door pockets to the rear. Nice size, hold a good water bottle. We've got the little guitar strings. Again, great for dirty hands, greasy hands. That's going to be easy to clean. You've got your little bit of soft vinyl there. Speaker and your door opener the same. There's your left and right vents. Obviously open and close those. Got a little vent there for your demister on your side window. Not sure of the number of airbags, we'll pop that up on the screen, but we've got an airbag outlet there. We've got our little interior lights there, and similar to the back, they're more of a little spotlight rather than the MG, just sort of floodlight ones. There's that centre screen which rotates, and there's your smaller dashboard screen, I guess you call it, behind the steering wheel there. You've got your shifter there for your gear selection, which is slightly different to a lot of the other EVs. I'm a big fan of the Ford F-150 Lightning. It's got the T shifter as well. Just under the centre console there, so there is a little sort of pass-through hole there to the other side. We've got a couple of USBs under there. So nice feel steering wheel, so leather or leather feel steering wheel. You've got your fairly standard sort of stalk, so that one's your washers. This one over on the right hand side is your lights. So without actually trying it, I'm assuming this will be indicators on the right hand side. So different to the ZS EV, which has it on the left hand side like the European vehicles. So some people struggle with that. It looks like the BYD Atto 3 is the standard Australian model on the right. So the steering wheel controls here, this one looks like we've got some cruise control, resume, set, that sort of stuff. Set the distance of the car in front for your adaptive cruise control. This one here looks like it turns the screen around. This one looks like it puts on the 360-degree cameras. This one here is like your phone answering, mute. So that one looks like your radio and stereo controls. And we've got the standard sort of electric windows up and down. So as we mentioned, we'll have another interview, a more in-depth review with a owner in the next few weeks. So this is just a really quick one. These front seats, they're obviously a leather style, fake leather sort of thing, heated in the front. And look, these seats, they do feel quite comfortable. Like I said, the headrest isn't adjustable, so that might be a bit of a disadvantage for some people, but for me and my height, actually works really well. And of course, up behind me there, if you can just see it in the dark, we've got the full length sunroof. So it's got the fabric shade, very similar to the ZS, and then that would obviously open and you've got the full length sunroof. So let's jump back out and we'll continue to have a look around the car and we'll check out under the bonnet. And we'll just, while we're here, check out the door closing. Yeah, look, that's quite good. And look at that, we've got a little bit of colour going on. Interesting. A little bit of LED lighting around the speaker. So continuing to look around, again, the car certainly looks well finished. The fit of these little strips, etc., look very nice. The folds on the door, that's quite a tight fold there, but it's all good and it's nicely sealed, painted. That's quite a good looking seal around there, and we've got a lot of this protection up underneath the door there. So again, quite good for the money. Nice shaped mirror. Got the little near field sensors there, so you walk up to the car, you can unlock it. There's a little camera in the mirror there. I'm not sure whether you guys can see that. It's a little 360-degree camera. Another BYD Decision badging. And this is under the bonnet. So similar to the ZS EV, there's no front under there. So there's a little bit of space. like the MG, but yeah, just no cover under there. And again, as with most EVs, not much to do under here except check your brake fluid, your coolant and your washer bottle. So not sure how much you guys can see, but that'll be the electric motor down there. Interestingly, it's got some like insulated type covering over it. Yeah, so a bit of insulated sort of felt over it. And there's some on the top of the electronics on the motor as well. Now I would assume, I'm only guessing here, but I would assume that is soundproofing type stuff rather than for insulating the noise. And again, there's a little cover over the 12-volt battery. So yes, electric vehicles still need a 12-volt car battery to run all the accessories and kick off the computer systems. It does have sound deadening up under the bonnet, similar to the ZS. And the bonnet, the paintwork there is not the high gloss of the car, so that's I'm assuming a primer sort of under there, and then they haven't run the top coat around, so you'll see that's the high gloss top coat. And we go in under the bonnet. It's more a matte. Look, no big deal, but that might be a little bit harder to clean if you get a bit of that oily sort of road mush up under there. Might be a bit harder to clean, but not a showstopper. And there's the charge port. So interestingly, we still don't have a global standard on where to position charge ports. They're all over the place. And the BYD Atto 3 has it in the driver's side front guard. And you've got your couple of little rubber bungs. So again, similar to the first gen ZS EV, you've got your CCS rapid charger and your Type 2 at the top. And that's a little push to close. So the final thing we'll do, we'll just have a bit of a look underneath, which is not the easiest, but reasonably flat under there. So obviously that helps with aerodynamics, but yeah, reasonably flat under there and a reasonable ground clearance. We got about 2.5 fists there, so I'll put that up on the screen. So there it is, our first look at the BYD Atto 3 here at the EV Experience at the Redlands Showground. As I mentioned, if you are new to the channel, please click that subscribe button to support us and click that bell icon, because in the next couple of weeks we will have a video out with an interview, a longer interview of a BYD owner. And we'll go into some more of the details, driving experience, and if we're lucky we might even get to go for a test drive. So that's it for this video. Please look after your friends, family, take care, stay safe, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.